Good afternoon, dear beloved students, respected panel, and the audience. This is Sharmin Mishu, today's host and peer consultant of Arona International. I would like to take the honor to present on behalf of Omar Yasir Malik, senior journalist of Bangladesh, serving in Eastern News Agency ENA, the first national news agency of Bangladesh since 1968, and also an educational consultant and CEO of Arona International. Today, we are here with our teams objectively to execute an education expo which themed as Study Euro-Asia World 2019 with the prospect to study in Malaysia for Bangladesh students only. Before approaching further about today's topic, I would like to at first represent who we are. We are Arona International, a multitasking educational consulting house based in Dhaka, particularly to promote Bangladeshi students towards road to Euro-Asia for better educational harmony. Arona International conceived 10 years back with a group of stakeholders who are full-fledged qualified professionals of various walks of life. The president of the company is a noted business merchant of Bangladesh. The CEO of the organization is a senior media professional with vast knowledge.
The legal consultant is a postgraduate in law and also done her bar at law from London. The other management consultant of this organization is based in Russia, Georgia, Middle East, and Malaysia. They are ex-banker, writers, and international consultants. All are working in the same path, that is, working in the education sector for several years. Arona International particularly deals in international education exhibition and fairs twice a year in Bangladesh, bringing all the multinational universities under one roof, creating a good harmony for the students of this country, creating opportunity to bind in the international level. Arona International is not just a name. They are doing very well, and there are few things that I should mention today. We are already dealing in student recruitment with world-ranking universities, mostly in Malaysia. Representing 40 universities of Malaysia, we are offering spot admission, various process of scholarship for Bangladesh students, and also can assist in visa processing and also the study tour guidelines. Arona International represents other parts of the Euro-Asian universities to promote SARC students at the global platform as well, much to this credit. We also deal the seminars for international universities, inviting students from various colleges and universities to make aware about something such as universities' welfare, its policies, rules and regulations, what offers the universities are providing, also the promotional matters. Concurrently, Arona International have undertaken few work in hand. I should mention number one, that we are introducing vocational certificate course with the collaboration of Malaysian Medical College to develop upskill development for the Bangladeshi nurse. Number two, we are working to introduce online studies with collaboration of QS ranking universities for Bangladesh students, and furthermore, Arona International works for the progression of Bangladesh students at the global platform, which is the most crying need right this moment for Bangladesh. Let me explain why we choose Malaysia to study. For the students, we need to know that Malaysia has more than 28,000 students, Bangladeshi students studying over there. This has been taken from a statistics that was done in Malaysia in 2017. So according to the statistics, we understand more than 28,000 students studying in Malaysia among other international students. So which means 1 out of 4 students studying over there, Bangladesh are taking 1 out of 4 from all the international parts. If I just mention the few points why Malaysia is very important and why students are taking this country, the second choice after Bangladesh to study over there. If I talk about the communication-wise, it's very near and it takes only 4 hours to travel between Kuala Lumpur and Dhaka. If I talk about the time difference, yes, it's only 2 hours. Living cost is very cheaper also, which is around 18,000 to 24,000. And I can say it's economically moderate. It is a safe country, no political instability. And 10% of the population in Malaysia are from other countries. Religion-wise, the country is also a secular form. English is the international language, and most people in Malaysia speak and write in English. So foreign students do not have any problem to communicate with others and to study over there. Currently, there are more than 600 universities, including private universities are having QS ranking, which is very important, much to their credit. We have participants from Malaysia today with all QS ranking universities from various universities in the Expo going on this 2 days Expo. The courses available here: foundation diploma, bachelor degree, postgraduate franchise, and many more. I would like to give a thanks to all the honorable guests presenting in the panel. I would like to request a clap from your side to the panels over here. Let's give a big clap from them. This seminar is not the beginning. It's an open door for you, even after the...
And most important, yourselves, our respected guests this afternoon. I know Friday is a holiday here, and after a heavy lunch, it is a heavy going for most of us as well. Let me just take a few minutes to say who I am and where I'm from and the university I represent. My name is Ansari, and I've been in the education business for the last 40 plus years. I'm a fairly old man. I think I'm quite familiar with people on the panel here. I may be the oldest member here. Started my career in what I call a traditional university, University of Malaya, a very old university. And then I moved on to establish the Open University of Malaysia. And then I moved on to establish the Asian University. Our university is a rather unique university, the Asian University. It's established under a multilateral organization called the Asia Cooperation Dialogue. You may have heard of it, or you may not have heard of it, but Bangladesh is a member of the Asia Cooperation Dialogue. It was established in 1998. For those of you who are young enough to realize that there was a currency crisis in Asia in 1998. Economists, I think others will know about the currency crisis. And during that period, the Asians got together to say, what can we Asians do together to tackle the currency crisis that at that time was seen as an attack from the West. The Western nations, the capitalists, were attacking the Asian currency, particularly the currencies of Korea, Singapore, Japan, including Malaysia, Indonesia, etc. And after we overcame the currency crisis in 2002, they had another session together and said, what can we Asians do together to benefit each other? And therefore we started several programs, 19 different projects, and one of the projects was education. And Malaysia was appointed as a lead or prime mover for education, and that's why we established the Asia University. So it's a university established by an international community for Asia, by Asians. And so we do not see ourselves as a strictly Malaysian university, we see ourselves as an Asian university, but we have our headquarters in Malaysia. As a consequence, from day one, we have expanded throughout Asia. We operate in 21 different countries. ACD itself is made up of 35 different countries. The core of the 35 different countries is ASEAN, the ASEAN 10 countries. The SAARC 6 countries. The what they call not OIC, is more the GCC 6 countries. So we use a lot of technology because through technology we can reduce the cost of education. So as a university, we run 3 modes of education. Full very high fees because we are in many ways supported by the Malaysian government. So we get financing, a certain amount of financing from the Malaysian government, education, social sciences, and we are very strong in the postgraduate area as well as in undergraduate area. We just want to know more about us. Our booth is outside there, and please feel you're most welcome
to do what we learn. That is absence in many countries, including some developed countries also nowadays. People memorize, people express from their memory in their answer script, that's all, got certificates, but not relevant with the job market. The day will come, the relevancy of job market will be top one. Last September or August, there was a big event on skills, world skill competitions. Most of the students of our area, except few countries like China, South Korea, Singapore, except few countries, we could not perform well. Why? Because we only learn, never practice it. My earnest request to all, please revisit all the educational curriculums, put more emphasis on practical work, case studies, research, so that few and link with the industry, because our main employment opportunity will be industry. Without employment, without this decent life, there is nothing to be educated in this world. So my earnest request to all of you, maybe I am a odd person here because everything is for targeted to education, but I am basically telling about the skills, whatever you learn and do practice, and also show that you are one of the excellent people which the globe needs in future. Thank you very much.
Important thing, just the difference between education and training is, education is for knowledge, training is also for knowledge. So education only says that
visit my booth and check out what other courses that we have. And definitely we are also looking forward in collaboration with university or with industry.
There is this person of speaking on different issues, especially human rights and good governance, law-related issues, and interreligious peace and harmony, and issues, gender, all sort of things, environment. So, I believe I met Professor Dato sometimes, I don't know, I cannot recollect, but I heard his name is very common to me. Once I went to address a seminar in the University of Pattaya, Malaya. And then, always even when I sent my son for having his higher education in Australia, but I had in mind earlier to send him in Malaysia. Manner, the ethics, morality, and what we basically want from the young generation. As you know, I don't blame the Western culture, but I would like to say that our generation, what we feel, they should be more enthusiastic, they should be more involved with what I say, ethical and morality-based education. That's what I found in Malaysia, especially in a couple of universities I had the opportunity to visit and deliver my speech. And that's why I say always when I happen to have suggest our students are refer Malaysia because of many other reasons, like if a guardian wants to go and have a visit to the child, it's only 3.5 hour time. When my child plans to come, it takes 18 hours, 22 hours sometimes. So it is very obvious when we have in need for various reasons, in a plenty we cannot make it. Of Asia and Pacific, 57 countries. So I have seen how young generation is getting deviated towards drugs. In Australia, I see, in Bangladesh having the problem of yaba, fentanyl, all sort of things.
Overseas, anywhere and everywhere, Bangladesh has all kinds of tiers of students that they are sending across the world. We have unique quality of students, those who are penetrating every single year to the top world-ranking universities in the United States, Canada, Australia, UK, and all the European nations and advanced countries. We do have students, they are also going to the neighboring countries because this is a country with full of students that the country simply cannot address the need that are truly relevant for the upcoming generation of this world. That is going to be heavily floating around all sort of cutting-edge technology, and therefore, no matter what you pursue, starting from law to literature, to engineering, to science and technology, to business, any field that you are pursuing, if you do not have a sense of technology, if you are not quite capable of handling the technology, you are going to be an obsolete individual who are not going to be sellable in the marketplace. And therefore, it is very essential for all the academicians in one side to understand that from the academic institutions, what we are doing, are we truly preparing our graduates in terms of addressing the right cause, right issues, and right way of handling things in the upcoming world. And the responsibility goes to us. Responsibility goes to us in a way that we are not open to the world. We do not accept other people. We do not accommodate other people's intervention. We do not want to see that we are going to live in a world that is going to be a borderless world. You simply cannot gain knowledge if you are not living in a borderless world. If you restrict yourself within a boundary of a land, you simply cannot be an enriched individual. Therefore, it is very essential, students, the upcoming generation of the graduates, to think that where you are going to head towards and how you are going to be an enriched individual, a valued individual who will have all sort of skills that are truly the need for the upcoming job and career phase. The world that we are living right now, with 7.5 billion people, every 25 years we are going to get another billion people. The need in education sector, in health sector, in household, in anything that we talk about is going to be enormously impacting the rest of the world. Therefore, all the planners, decision makers, everybody has to think about that, what are we doing in our own field? No matter you are working in government or you are working in the private sector, you got to think about that in your own arena, how you are addressing the need of the future that are going to come eventually for all of us. In one small country, tiny country, Bangladesh, that we are living at this moment, we have a population of half of the United States of America. With such a small land, we produce enormous students, we do not have place to teach them. We do not have workers in institutions that we can actually train them. Therefore, from this kind of session, I would request all my graduates and academia to see that whether we can put our hands with other people, and so that we can see that collaborative measures are going to develop, and eventually we all are going to gain, both country, both nations and students and family, and neighborhood, community, country, we all are going to gain, together. I think I remember that when Dr. Mahathir Mohamad invited me in a very small, tiny team of people
from across the Muslim country a couple of years back in the Western Langkawi. We have been actually brainstorming for a couple of hours that what Muslim countries should do in terms of taking our graduates to the world-class institutions and how we are going to be able to grab that sort of leading positions in across the world. That is something that we have to agree on, and we have to help each other to take our future generation of the students to go to that level. Otherwise, we cannot. We need a strategy for doing these things. I'm very happy on one side that Malaysian universities came over here to demonstrate, to show that they are existing in the soil of Malaysia. But I would like to also see that collaborations is never ever going to happen if you think that, well, business for the sake of business and Bangladesh is always going to be a student supplier. I think that notion is not going to work. Why? Because if I see that, well, how the top nations from across the world are giving scholarships and opportunities to Bangladeshi students to take to the world top nations, you name any university like Harvard or Columbia or Princeton or Pennsylvania or Brown, Dartmouth, Yale, Cornell, Caltech, any universities you see, Bangladeshi students are always there with scholarships. They have that sort of intelligence and knowledge base that needs to be nourished. I think when foreign institutions are coming in our country, we must try to address them. Again, from both sides, has to be in the proposition. So we must try to see that, well, today, the Ramsey Healthcare College has mentioned that, well, how they are training the diploma nursing graduates, which is a vital need for across the world and truly very important for a country like Bangladesh. Bangladesh is in one side that needs enormous number of nurses, and the whole globe with the advanced countries giving immigration for nurses to go anywhere and everywhere. These are the unique education, the skills-based education that are truly very important for our country. We need to see that all these institutions, along with the Asia University, the Dato is here, Ansari Mahmood. I must say that, well, these are the vital few. They really need to think about that, what they can give Bangladesh in order to take students from our country and give them proper education so that these students become evaluated individual and can do or work for the rest of the world. And that's what should begin today from this journey. And therefore, I see that, well, the importance of today's session is very important for all of us. I personally think that, well, it is very important because I have been in last 32 years in my academic career, and half of my career I spent in North America, in the US and Canada. I know what truly Bangladesh needs. I truly face enormous problem when we are running small, tiny private institutions in our country to give educations from the rural village students coming from the bottom pyramid of the economic downside. The students, they are coming and we are giving them with limited facilities education that they can get here, and this education that can take this future generation of the students to the global market. So I hope that today this panel, those who came from Malaysia, with all due respect, I'm expecting that, well, they are going to devise something very innovative process so that we can see more students they go. I know that, well, at this moment it's 28,000 students in Malaysia. I hope that it's going to be 56,000, in just 3 years. But I truly want that they are going to work focused way, giving opportunity to Bangladeshi institutions. I've been as an academician going across the world, and all the time I'm taking the flag of my country to say that, well, give the opportunity to Bangladeshi students, because there are students in this country has potential, but they do not have the financial positions to support their education. I'm a part of the China's Belt and Road Project's education part team member. I have been going to China last couple of years, and every time I go there, I'm saying the same thing. I think we have enormously improved the number of students to go to China in Bangladesh. I've been even in last week in India and telling the Indian institutions all these institutions, those who are giving scholarships to Bangladeshi students and eventually giving a path to all these students to build their own career. I hope that you all are going to focus on that dimension, and obviously, as Bangladeshi, I can say that surely there are opportunities to do business. There are opportunities to do more collaborative initiatives that are very possible in our country. So with the initiative that the CEO of Arona International has taken today, I wish them a very good journey from here, and I'm sure that well, eventually, if you need any help, any sort of guidance, I'm there always to help you all and to give you proper guidance to take these collaborations in a positive way, in positive direction. Thank you very much.
We will bring maybe a win-win outcome, or at least sharing of ideas to start with. After 35 years of doing business and teaching business at public universities, I'm very confused where I fit today, especially with vice chancellors on the dais. However, I am very clear. I am very clear what to say and what to share today. You all know that Bangladesh has 150 plus higher education bodies. There are 44 plus public universities, 103 plus private universities, and we have also, I think, special universities and institutions having the status of universities. Now, this definitely refers that the higher education market in Bangladesh is very big. The need for higher education in Bangladesh is very high, as mentioned by my learned colleague sometimes back. Matter of fact, we all know every country has different types of universities, top, medium, and university shops or education shops selling certificates. We have many students who need those certificates. But we have to remind you that only the students studying in India is the big amount. And the annual flow of students to India is also enormous. Furthermore, our blind students going to different parts of the world and to different countries in spring-third manner is also very significant. There are many reasons, but not to break your patience, I am very cautious that teachers tend to talk much, so I will not. Learned colleagues from abroad, Bangladesh is fast developing, and our government and governance of the public and private sector needs technology-based education, and that is mentioned, that training or skill-based education. We have many problems. Just to name three, our education is bookish and lecture-based education mostly. Language, that means very meager command of English is another problem to learn from my students. Do you know who is the biggest professor in the world now? Professor Google. So our language problem, restrains our students to learn from Professor Google or from the internet. Limited IT exposure is another problem that prevents our university students from taking online short courses, certificate courses, and exposure on different global issues, which are very important to make a place in the contemporary job market. Well, I talked about all these issues which are known to you is just to remind our visitors from where can we start soon. We want to start soon, and we want to start shortly. Here is a Vice Chancellor and more Vice Chancellors. They will think for themselves. For Chittagong University, we were thinking whether to give more exposure to our undergrads and grads, especially in the business school. Can our BBA students go to Malaysia in a 3+1 program, maybe 2+2 program? So we have to see whether they can do it after netting the course. And it will be good if our business graduates can go there, BBA pass can go there for MBA. I want to end my discussion, but I want to draw the attention of our business leaders today that China, Germany, Netherlands, Sweden, and many other countries are extending a lot of scholarships to our students. And you will see an increasing number of students going to China and Germany, where previously we used to think that there is language divide. So the president of Asia University and all the dignitaries here, I urge you all to consider the issue, or at least to give our students assistance in the form of research assistant or in the form of teaching assistants. We would look forward to start with something, and inshallah we are confident that our flow of students to Malaysia will increase, because we really need exposures for our students, especially the business students. I am sorry if I don't want to hold you. I want to end, and Allah Hafiz, and thank you all for your patient listening.
I just cut it short. We are a very niche university. We are very based on hospitality, hotel management, culinary, tourism, events, business programs, and we also have short courses. I do agree with the guests that everybody needs the practical base. So we are very niche and very practical university. Our programs are diploma, bachelor's, and master's. Okay, and let me tell you about Berjaya. We are a 10 years university. We are very new, but we are very, very mature, and we have quite a number of students from international base, and we are looking forward for more students from Bangladesh and many other countries to join us in the university. And thank you to Arona International for inviting us, and thank you for your best hospitality. And you feel free to contact me or see me at my booth at any time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Now requesting Professor Dr. K.M. Morsing, Vice Chancellor, Dhaka International University, to tell about the interest of students, as they are very interested to go abroad and enlighten their life through education. So something about that, please.
And my chancellors, distinguished guests, and my dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I am glad that today I have been able to meet some of my friends, vice chancellors, and especially a student of mine whom I met after 34 years. He was my student at the hall when I was the provost of Yamuna Muslim Hall, and he helped me in overcoming some of the crises then overwhelmed with the hall and university administration in the late 1980s. Thank you very much. It was Hussain Raju, he helped me a lot. And Today I am grateful to the organizers who invited me to attend this occasion, and I am glad to be here. And I have listened to my earlier speakers, and I have learned a lot. My university, Dhaka International University, has memorandum of understanding with two universities in Malaysia. One is Kebangsaan University, another is Putra Institution, Business Institution, yes, and some other universities and institutions in India. And we look forward to have academic communication or connection with other universities, and we look forward to this. Our present chairman of the university, Mr. Shamim Haidar Patwari, who is an MP, should be arranged at least annually so that our students and guardians, they are aware of the benefits of this exposure. And I particularly thank the organizers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now requesting Mr. Siva Balan Krishna, Assistant.
And first of all, why Malaysia? And then I talk to them about why Nepal, what we are doing, how we can assist you to grow yourself in terms of your career, your future, and so that it's going to be brighten your future. And for the universities from Bangladesh, we are very happy to receive you today, and then we are feel very humble that the universities in Bangladesh welcoming us and then attending this event, and we need to share ideas, we need to collaborate with us, and also to work together in terms of a lot of memorandum of understanding, which I believe that future we are going to make. Okay, I welcome these universities also to visit back us. Okay, Arona, I think can arrange this kind of arrangements so that you can come visit us as well, so we can see where we can collaborate each other. Okay, sometimes we can do the program collaboration, sometimes we can do the exchange program or cultural exchange. One semester, my students can come here, your students can go there. So this kind of things we have open. All Malaysian universities are open for this. And Manipal also, we are welcome to all the Bangladesh universities to collaborate with us as well. Okay, and in our campus, we are offering mainly for engineering programs, biotechnology, IT, business, and mass communication programs. Okay, we have 3 campuses. Another campus separately offer for medicine as well. Okay, so thanks for the opportunity given by Arona and Bangladesh universities for coming us here. Thank you.
Doctor, it's a great privilege to be here, to be invited to this Edu Fair organized by Arona International. I am really thankful, and it's a privilege. Let me inform you something. I am basically a doctor. I did my SSC and HSC from Shohida Party School and College, then HSC from Holy Cross, and then from Dhaka Medical College with distinction. Then I did my postgraduate diploma and fellowship from Dhaka University and BCPS, Bangladesh College of Physician and Surgeon. Then I worked as assistant and associate professor and BSMMU, the only medical university in Bangladesh. Why I am informing you this background? Because academic institution plays a dominant role in reaching you to your targeted destination. Provided all the facilities are there and you accept these facilities wisely. You need to know how to extract those facilities. You know, for the last 4 years, I am teaching in Uidar University, Kuala Pahang. All of you know about Malaysia. It is a peace-loving country. It's a multivariant, multicultural people are there. And what I found, surprisingly, for the student, especially I'm saying, when I'm teaching there, either in the classroom or in the ward in the hospital.
I was listening to the speech of different panelists and getting different talking points and also food for thought. At the outset, I'd like to say that Malaysia, country which represents Asia, the popular slogan is Malaysia is truly Asia. It's a country which represents unity in diversity. And the many commonalities we share with that. We belong to the same continent, more or less probably similar culture, and also shared vision. Mahathir Mohamad was the pioneer and inspired our leaders. Our father of the nation, Muhammad Rahman, wanted to implement the cherished dream of having golden Bangladesh, and his successor, able daughter, our present Prime Minister, Honorable Sheikh Hasina, has emerged as a true visionary and trying her best to turn this country into a developed nation. We are already in a transition, trying to catch up first with the other Asian neighbors, and in order to go for a jump start, we need investment in education. Without having a knowledge society, we won't be able to sustain what we need. And for that, grooming and exposure is a must. So after having primary and secondary education at the tertiary level, if we encourage our students to venture out and go abroad, Malaysia is a good destination. That will be the first stepping stone before going to North America or Europe. We know about the success story of Japan, the Meiji Restoration, and the way Japan emerged as a giant, the same continent. Japan acted as a role model, and later on other countries like Malaysia followed this. And this is our turn. So, our job from our prospective future students in Malaysia to go home, talk to your parents, think about it seriously, and without losing time, go for it. With this clarion call, I'd like to end here. Thank you very much.
Not done yet. I'm not an academician, nor a student. They have arranged this for the students of Bangladesh to come and see whether they can proceed, they can have a course in Malaysia, but for higher studies. I'm rather involved with this, as a teacher or anything. Anyway, I'm thankful to them that they have invited me. I'm very much glad to see and hear from different groups of people. But my first observation is this. They have said that 28,000 students are in Malaysia. And courses duration is perhaps 4 to 6 years. 4 to 6 years. That means every year 6,000 to 8,000 students goes to Malaysia. So they have arranged, it's a small place where only 30 or 40 students would come. So it should have been arranged in such a big place where many students would come, and then if their effort would have been successful. Otherwise, this is a good study. Number one. Number two is this. The world is now, it's a different world. Everything should not be outside. Our students will go to Malaysia and they will learn at home or they will stay there. That should not be the case. Kids should be different. Nowadays, what Vice Chancellor of EIQ told that they have no understanding with outside universities. I think Malaysia should have an understanding with our universities in the same way. So that a 4-year course, maybe 2 years will be in Bangladesh and 2 years will be in Malaysia. That will bring the Malaysian students to our country and our students to their country. They will be able to learn what this country is, what the markets are here, what future are here, or how people are there. Our students will be also do the same thing. If our institutions are not as per there, then at least they will develop. But if you are here and we are here, our union will not be very good. It is not very far. I have seen while I was a student in Malaysia, the students were studying in the university. So if that was the days, why not today? Maybe in every country there are what are saying, there are some universities who sell certificates. There are such universities in Bangladesh, there are such universities even in England, not to speak of other countries. In America, they are selling PhDs. That they have got an office, nothing more. And many of our people, they buy the PhD degrees and put it behind their name and try to increase their position in the society. So in our country, one country or two countries, maybe 3 or 4 countries, that degree will be more valuable and that will give more value to the degrees. So I am very thankful to the organizers. I can say for inviting me, but I can just tell one thing as a banker. In fact, I am not a banker also. I am of different discipline. I was a bureaucrat, I was a civil servant, and at a stage I was constitutionally a bank chairman and I am working here. Bangladesh is doing very well in all respects. In social, economic, and every aspect. Bangladesh in 70s it was a bottomless basket. Now it is not. It's gaining momentum. We are now in very few time. We will be in another group, developing country group. So we have to be ready for our future border. We have to be ready so that we can take that border. Our students, we are now old. We will be out of the scene. As I said that I am an odd man out. We will be out of here. But you, those who are in front of us, you have to take that border. So, you be prepared. Not only that you have to serve Bangladesh, but also you have to serve other people of the world. Bangladesh in size, not very big, but in population, not very small. We have got more than 1 crore of people, 10 million working outside the country. I wish if we are trained in better countries, then now our people are working there as a simple worker, but you will be able to work in a high position, technical position, medical position, everywhere. So thank you very much.
It's a long list of speakers, few audience. So I should be very brief because I know we are not very comfortable with the long speech. Most of the speakers said about this the success story. Let me tell you about my failure. I was a student of one Malaysian university in PhD course in Open University, Malaysia, and after 8 years, my registration has been cancelled. I could not complete my thesis, PhD thesis. So I hope I want to tell the guest here, student of Bangladesh is not tougher like me. They are brilliant. They have already proven it in many universities throughout the world. Why the students, I saw in my early life that Malaysian students coming here, there are many, I saw many students in Dhaka University, Dhaka Medical College. Now our children are going to Malaysia. It's totally other way around. But why do students are going to Malaysia? Because identical culture. Malaysia is close to Bangladesh, considered in North America. And also the parents feel comfortable that their children are in a culture or in a atmosphere identical to Bangladesh. But when I spoke to some of the students in Malaysia from Bangladesh, they say some of them are not comfortable. Why not? Because there is a hidden agenda always with the higher education in Bangladesh. Parents have their own agenda. Actually, they send their children to North America. They, after completion of their education, they apply for the immigration, and they get the nationality, and also the parents also follow the children. And that's a lucrative because we don't want to stay in this country. Why do we want to stay here in November? So how the policymakers in Malaysia, the university policymakers, I know that you have a interesting program, that is the second home program. It is very much related to the purchase of some apartment and land and etc. So if somebody invests in apartment, they get second home facility, PR to live in Malaysia. So if you really relate the education of the children with the permanent residency with the parents in Malaysia, then it will click very soon. So I think it's a very sensitive issue. I know it's a matter of national issue whether you will allow. If you allow somebody who buys some property in Malaysia, give PR, why don't you give if somebody invests there for their children in Malaysia for education? Please do that, then you will get many students from Bangladesh. So, and I actually request the student, please, don't try to go to Malaysia directly, North America directly. Because what I understand from the discussion there, many of the universities in Malaysia have agreement with many universities in Australia and Europe. So they have the partnership, you can transfer the training and go to the other country. And the degree from Malaysia also approved, duly accepted in anywhere in the world. So it's a win-win situation. So I believe you will go to Malaysia rather than North America because my children also in Canada, so I'm not that happy. I pursued them to go to Malaysia, but they did not take me. So I'm very sorry for them. But I strongly believe that the education in Malaysia is identical to any other part of the world, and you can easily transfer, you can easily get the immigration and go there and get the higher job. So please, I think you can go to Malaysia. Thank you very much.
আমি ওয়াসিউদ্দিন দেওয়ান অ্যারোনা ইন্টারন্যাশনালের পক্ষ থেকে বাংলাদেশকে দেখতে চাই উন্নয়নের শিখরে। আমাদের জাতির পিতা বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিবুর রহমানের অনুসারী হিসেবে ক্ষুদ্র একটি প্রচেষ্টার অংশ হিসেবে বাংলাদেশের ছাত্রছাত্রীদের বহির্বিশ্বে উন্নত শিক্ষায় শিক্ষিত করে দেশের উন্নয়নে জাতির মেরুদণ্ডকে শক্ত করা আমাদের উদ্দেশ্য। তাই আজকে আমি আমাদের এই প্রচেষ্টায় সহযোগীদের সহায়তায় উপস্থিতি প্রতিযোগিতাকে আন্তরিক অভিনন্দন ও ধন্যবাদ জ্ঞাপন করছি। বিশেষ করে আমি এশিয়া ইউনিভার্সিটির প্রফেসর ডক্টর আনসারি আহমেদ এবং উপাচার্যগণ তাদের ব্যস্ত সময় থেকে এই প্রোগ্রামে উপস্থিত হয়ে অনুষ্ঠানের সৌন্দর্য বৃদ্ধি করার জন্য আন্তরিক কৃতজ্ঞতা প্রকাশ করছি। এবং ভবিষ্যতে এরকম শিক্ষা সমাবেশ করতে আপনাদের অনুপ্রেরণা আমাদের আগামী দিনের পাথে হয়ে থাকবে। আর কথা না বাড়িয়ে অ্যারোনা ইন্টারন্যাশনাল দেশ উন্নয়নের জন্য শিক্ষা সহ বিভিন্ন সামাজিক কার্যক্রমে সর্বদা অগ্রগামী হতে পারে এই দোয়া দিয়ে শেষ করছি। আল্লাহ হাফেজ। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
Thank you all the guests, speakers, and the audience and the students for being with us the entire seminar time. Thank you again. I would like to give a thanks to the Arona International for organizing a beautiful exhibition and inviting all the international guests among us, giving us a platform, giving opportunities to the students. Just requesting all the students, if you need to know more about the exhibition, the stalls are open for 2 days, today and tomorrow. And you can know more from online through the university's website. The representatives are over here, and you can obviously scroll down the Facebook page of Arona International and know more. Thank you all. Thank you once again.